CASTLEKNOCK. CASTLEKNOCK refuses to believe it's on the north side, even though it's right beside Blanchardstown. CASTLEKNOCK actually has nothing in it. The CASTLEKNOCK residents never see each other in the flesh, because they sleep for 18 hours a day, sharing the same sleep-wake cycle as pandas. Due to a lack of physical contact in the community, there's a rare type of phone technology that only works in CASTLEKNOCK, in which residents can call each other and discuss CASTLEKNOCK matters over the phone. But because CASTLEKNOCK doesn't matter, it usually just consists of them saying nothing while breathing really heavily over the line. The telephone service provider is called CASTLEKNOCKia. A strange chemical reaction has been occurring in CASTLEKNOCK. The rising house prices have been directly proportionate to the decline in the success of the local GA team, with most of the talent moving to teams further afield, leaving the further fields of CASTLEKNOCK barren for more golf tournaments. The border of CASTLEKNOCK is an imaginary line at the Coolmine train station. When CASTLEKNOCKians trip over it, they end up in Carpo wearing bubble jackets and pretending to be from Blanche. These are known as the Yup Bros at Carpo. They say if you pull down the tracksuit hood of a Carpo Yup Bro and mute the UK drill music that's playing in the background of the trap house, you'll find a CASTLEKNOCK college student who got lost on his way to the tennis club. Frankie, are they the only type of lads in Carpo? No. Some Carpo lads pretend to be from CASTLEKNOCK, wearing a protective shell of Jack Wills hoodies, fueled by Monster energy drinks, hypermasculinity, and self-help books that force you to quit being a bitch and hold yourself accountable for your parents' divorce. Their mothers have only ever seen them cry once, and it was because they got caught doing coke and wouldn't let them go on a J1 trip to Canada with the rest of the senior cup team. The CASTLEKNOCK racecourse was the alcoholic jungle of Dublin 15 binge drinkers. This is where everyone had their first cider. The racecourse was sponsored by Druids, and if you drank more than 4 cans of it, the Blanchardstown invaders would arrive. The CASTLEKNOCK college students learned to thrive in this treacherous new environment, leaving their good phones at home in case they got robbed. An interesting phenomenon occurred at the arrival of the Blanche lads. When the Blanche lads showed up to the racecourse, the Carpo Yup Bros would suddenly turn back into CASTLEKNOCK boys and run away. Despite its name, the racecourse was the opposite of sports. The only athletic event that ever occurred here was watching lads in tracksuits steal each other's cans to try to win the attention from the totally disinterested Mount Sackville girls, who inevitably all grew up to be yoga instructors. It's believed that Mayo's pub is the meeting place of the Illuminati, a haven of CASTLEKNOCKian solitude, where middle-aged men meet up with each other to develop new and interesting ways to destroy life as we know it. Scientists agree that this pub has more drunken CEOs that have smoked cigarettes backwards here than in any other pub in the country. CASTLEKNOCK natives eat from Castello Bruno morning, noon and night. This place used to be called Trantuno's, and every few years it shuts down and pretends to reopen under new management. We went for a job interview here a few years ago and they didn't hire me. Castello Bruno, I just want to tell you, you missed the finest piece of ass you're ever gonna get. The Georgian village is the roughest council estate in all of Dublin 15. It's full of really vicious soccer mums who patrol the vicinity in their Range Rovers 24 hours a day. They're always dressed in white in case they get hired in a personal non-bio ad at the last minute. If a Georgian village soccer mum sees you walking through the streets, she'll do one of 2 things. She'll either stop you and tell you all about how good her boys are at rugby, or she'll wrap you around the pole with the bumper of her car because she went above her 1 bottle of wine limit before picking up the kids from school. Lidl was built here a few years ago. The Home to Vote scheme in CASTLEKNOCK saw thousands of CASTLEKNOCK expats leave their villas in Portamanus to vote against opening a Lidl in the heart of the community, as they feared it would destroy the exclusivity of CASTLEKNOCK. The county council muted these grounds of privilege and built the Lidl anyway. The Lidl was a technological instrument of Blanchardstown infiltration, and it turned out far more popular amongst the CASTLEKNOCK locals than anyone could have ever imagined. They all thought it would be hilarious to buy their steak from Lidl like a normal person instead of the butler's pantry. Leo Varadkar commissioned an art piece called the M50 to try to separate CASTLEKNOCK from the rest of Dublin 15, but all it did was make it easier to get to CASTLEKNOCK, because now there's a motorway and it's free. Namaste.